Hi, I'm Matthew Bernstein. I've been a producer with Alelo since 2007. I started making productions way back about 16 years ago. I've done productions with UH professors, interviews. I've done skits with co-workers from part-time jobs. I've done productions with teachers, fellow teachers from Waianae Elementary. I retired from Waianae Elementary after 20 years to spend more time with my wife Ivana, and we live here in Waianae. And you know, it's day by day, just like a whole lot of other people, and it's one day at a time, and we try our best. After I retired, actually before I retired, I was writing on my own time, and then for a few years after that, up until actually February of this year, I was working on a writing project, and so I call myself an author. I'm kind of proud of it. It's my best work that I've ever done anyways. So school teacher, author, and you know, you get a little older, you want to keep busy, so it's gardening, and it's Alelo, and sunsets at Colina are great. Okay, the comeback project is going to be on Opala, and I'm just going to pick certain things that might find interesting. For example, gray. What do we put in the gray? Well, just about everything gets sent. Everything that's put in gets sent to H-Power. Of course, H-Power produces electricity. What you might not know, about 300 trucks drop off rubbish to be burnt at H-Power daily. Roughly 20% of the incinerated waste comes out as ash and is landfilled at the Waimanalo Gulch Sanitary Landfill. If you don't know what to do with rocks and stones, which do not belong in the gray, they're supposed to be taken by the public to the WGSL, or Waimanalo Gulch Sanitary Landfill. And if you're wondering how I found that out, is I talk with the friendly representatives in the public relations of the people that work with Opala and recycling with the state. I originally planned an interview, but due to my own taking forever, it's almost embarrassing to ask for an interview after how long it took me to get back on the ball. And getting back on the ball might not be the same as what it was some years ago, but the information, as far as I know, is correct. So they're not burying the old dumpy food and the diapers in the landfills. Well, you know, school teacher, not live and learn. Live and learn. Really, really, really. What we might not know is that 16% of what's put in the blue should be put into the gray. And that would logically mean that 16% of what's put in the gray could be put into the blue. What should not be put into the blue that makes up that 16% that could and should be put into the gray. One, diapers. Don't be recycling diapers. Don't be recycling mirrors. Construction debris. Don't recycle construction debris. Bottles that are not smooth. Some bottles just they're different layered. They're tempered. Not recyclable. Put them in the gray. That's it. Bulky items should not be going into the blue. Gray, like we said, anything can go into the gray. Better to put what cannot be recycled into the gray. Most milk containers, which I didn't know, the thin ones, the real thin ones, the gallon ones, are recyclable, blue. The less than a gallon, the smaller milk containers, the one with fibers, need to go into the gray. But the thing of it is that plastic bottles are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what we do is put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into the gray and have the gray take it away. I don't want to belabor facts that people have heard over and over from different sources, references. But what I'd like to say is that 750,000 tons, 1,500,000,000 pounds of rubbish is incinerated yearly. It's nice to know that in 2021, through H-Power and saving electricity in various ways, the state has saved about $130 million. The state of Hawaii is doing really well recycling. We are becoming an elite member of the recycling community worldwide. Nearly 10 tons of glass bottles were recycled in 2021. One factor that we should be aware of as a state is that we actually have to pay for people who work and sort out items that are misput into the blue containers. Okay, so we recycle the goods out of Hawaii, and we have to, of course, pay for the fuel, and we also have to pay for the people who sort out the rubbish. If you are one of many who are concerned about windmills, recycling blades can be a potential problem in the future. Where are those bulky blades going to go to? Well, let's finish with the green. Personally, I think everybody should have a garden. It's a lot of work. I've managed to save some water with my sprinkler system. I've raised the sprinkler head so that they don't all stay low, and they reach out further. It's only a number of minutes each morning, so I'm actually saving some money with a pretty good sprinkler system. The plants give out oxygen. I give out carbon dioxide. We all give out carbon dioxide. And breathing in the oxygen from the plants, there is a oneness. I know what happened on Maui makes it harder for us all to understand the oneness with nature. And there's God around us. And we will need to become one with God. And there were so many good people that were one with God. So how could such a tragedy happen? And our hearts go out to the people on Maui, and in our own way, through our own prayers, through our own abilities, through our own connections, we will all help Hawaiian people and Hawaiian residents. Will all help those on Maui for years to come. I feel personally bad, and I had an article published recently, I think it was last week, in the Star Advertiser, and I asked, before or after, could the electricity been turned off before the fires broke out? A certain number of telephone poles were knocked down in the tall grass with the low humidity, low water in the atmosphere, and the high winds. It was a red flag time. Couldn't the electricity been put off? Wouldn't that have been a mild sacrifice? It could happen again. And personally, I think that when winds reach a dangerous level, and the electricity should be put off. That is my personal opinion. Will it cause an inconvenience? Absolutely. Will the price of the inconvenience be less than all those lives that were lost and the property that was lost? Completely, totally, absolutely. I think it's more than something to think about, but it's certainly something that I would like to share as an option. The spirit of being proactive, I would like to share a personal experience. I recently had to go to the dermatologist, and he found this little spot over here, and he wasn't sure what it was, and I'll tell you, it didn't turn out to be cancer, but the nights that you spend thinking that it might be, and then it would need to be taken out and stitched. So to be proactive, folks, let's get out that sunscreen that has titanium. I'm not going to give you the name that's recommended by my dermatologist or anything like that, but I think sharing the mineral, and it's that white stuff that layers onto your skin after you put it down, and on the forearms and the back of the neck and the face, goes a long ways. So a little bit of everything, and good to be back. Okay, thank you so much. Aloha. Check the chart. If it's not clear, let me say so. Don't be recycling solar panels, windows, or jalousies. And as we said before, don't be recycling diapers, construction debris, mirrors, tempered glass, or bulky items. Aloha.